recording. Great. All right. Welcome to Sunday morning yoga church. Thanks for showing up this morning. I appreciate it. Today is the Yoga Books and Brunch Club after class. And even if you didn't read the book, you're welcome to stay and discuss. And I'll also announce what the next book is. We're just doing this quarterly, so you have plenty of time to get your hands on a book. And I've announced the next book in emails, but I'll tell you again when we're in our brunch club. And brunch club won't be recorded, so because we're all going to eat and drink coffee and whatever. So anyway, now we're going to get started on our practice for today. We are transitioning from spring into summer, which means we are moving from kapha season into pitta season. And so while kapha season, spring, is heavy, damp, wet, cool, still a little chilly, we in Ayurveda, we use practices that heat the body up, that stimulate flow of lymph, circulate blood, get prana energized, and try to heat the body up. Now, as we move towards summer, we want to focus more on practices that are going to keep us chill. So it sounds maybe a little ass backwards, like, well, we were just heating ourselves up. As we move deeper into summer, July, August, and the temperatures, at least where I live, get to be triple digits, we want to always maintain our cool so that we don't get our pitta, our fire element, too far out of balance. So today's practice is going to be a simple, mindful, slow flow. You don't need any props. You can have them on standby if you'd like, of course, but I've designed it to be just, easy modifications. We will do some balancing right out of the gate. So know that that's coming up. You want to have a chair nearby or pull your mat by a wall so that you've got a little stability. Go for it. So anyway, here we go. Let's come up to the top of your sticky mat. We're actually going to begin standing today. So I'll have you come all the way up to the top. And once you get to the top of your sticky mat, separate your feet about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider if that feels better for your lower back. And we're just going to soften the knees and bow forward into a ragdoll. Hello, Eric, Tardy. I'll see you after class. So just dropping forward into a ragdoll, cross your forearms in front of your shins, taking opposite hands to opposite elbows. You can bend your knees as deeply as you'd like. You can let your belly rest on your knees if you'd like. Just first minute or two, easy peasy. Hi, Gracie. Grace just cruised by the screen. If you want to sway from side to side, go for it. Just do what feels good. And change the cross of your forearms. You might shake your head no, maybe nod your head yes. Invite your head to hang heavy off the end of your cervical spine. Maybe open your mouth wide. Blah. Stick your tongue out. Pull your tongue back in. Close your mouth and release your fingertips towards the floor. And over the course of a long and slow breath in, you're going to roll yourself up. Keep your belly a little firm as you do this. And then just stacking your joints, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other, finally coming up and landing in Tadasana. We're going to take a good long beat in Tadasana. You can close your eyes. Get a sense for the sticky mat underneath your feet. Spread your toes. Check in with the four corners of your feet. Notice if you're favoring the balls of your feet or your heels. Are you favoring the instep or the outer edge? And build your body temple from the ground up, strengthening your legs. Imagining you could hug the muscles to the bone. this really slight, subtle engagement through the pit of your abdomen. That's that muscular area below the navel, right above the pubic bone. And lengthen your spine upwards out of the basin of your pelvis. And as your spine ascends and rises up, allow your shoulder blades to descend and glide down, broadening your collarbones slightly, arms hanging loose at your sides, lining up your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. Excellent. Good. And then you can open your eyes. If you're comfortable in this stance, stay put. If you want to take your feet a little closer, go for it. And then here's how we're going to begin. Easy flow. As you inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and up. Glide your hands to your heart, sternum, thumbs to your sternum as you exhale. Base of your thumbs to your sternum. Good. And then from here, just take your arms up again. Separate your hands and take your arms up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And then float your arms down to your sides again, Tadasana. Good, just that easy. Move with your breath, inhaling, sweep your arms out and up. Bring your palms together, hands to your heart, exhale. Good, and then as though you're offering something up, separate your hands, take your arms up, maybe look up, it's up to you. Exhale, float your arms to your sides again. Good. Breathing in, arms come up. Hands come to your heart as you exhale. Good, now this time you're going to clasp your fingers together softly. And when you inhale, spin your palms forward and take your arms up. And then release your arms to your side as you exhale. Good, you're going to do that again, just like that. Breathing in, get wide, get broad, get tall. Hands to your heart, exhaling. Clasping your fingers the other way, other pinky on the outside. Inhale, palms spin forward and then up. Press up through the mound of your index fingers. And exhale. Arms come back down to your side. Good. Same drill. This time, when you inhale, take your arms out and up. Come up onto your tippy toes. Good. And then when your hands come to your heart, settle your heels down to the floor. You're going to clasp your fingers together again, but this time as your arms go up, sink your hips into Utkatasana. And let's stay here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. On this exhalation, you're going to bow forward. Bring your arms behind you. Clasp your fingers together behind your back and take your arms up and over. Good. Reach knuckles up, up, up. And change the interlace of your fingers. Move your lower jaw back and forth a couple times. Great. Release your fingertips to the floor. And then your call, either roll yourself up or sweep your arms out to the sides and come up with a strong flat back until you bring yourself all the way upright into standing. And then your arms return to your side into Tadasana, mountain pose. Then we're going to do that again. Breathing in, arms float out and up, come up onto your tippy toes, way up, way up, way up, way up, way up. Good, good, good. And then hands to your heart, exhale, sink your heels. Clasp your fingers together in the way that feels awkward. Sink into Utkatasana for 4 breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Push through the base of your palms forward, away from your shoulders. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Maybe sink a little deeper in your heels as you exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. And we'll bow forward again on the exhale. Bring your arms behind your back. Clasp your fingers together. Take your knuckles up and over. Release your fingertips to the floor and your choice of how to roll yourself up, either rolling as we did before or sweeping up with a straight back. And then landing once again in Tadasana, arms at your side. All right, great. We're going to do this one more time, adding on yet again. As you inhale, arms up, come up onto your tippy toes, way up, way up, way up, way up, way, way, way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, settle your heels. Utkatasana again with your fingers clasped. Good, now listen, I'm gonna have you put your weight into your left leg and then stand up, release your hands, stand up, shift your weight to your left and simply bring your left elbow under your right for eagle pose, okay? Now your weight's in your left leg, so you can lift your right heel up off the floor, keep your toes down. If you want, you can cross your right leg over the left, put your right toes to the floor on the other side of your left foot, or wrap your right leg all the way around. We're gonna stay 3 breaths, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Good, last breath, breathing in. Now listen, as you breathe out, unwrap your legs, keep your weight in your left, and slowly float your right leg back. Now we're gonna land in a lunge, so go ahead and take your right toes to the floor if you'd like. Otherwise, give yourself a beat in Warrior 3 with your arms in eagle. Then separate your arms, bring your right toes to the floor behind you. Have a little bend in your right knee, please. Then take your elbows out to the sides like a cactus. As you inhale, straighten both legs. As you exhale, bend both knees. Bring your right knee just above the floor. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, drop into both knees. 2 more times, please. Inhale, both legs straighten. Exhale, bring your right knee right above the floor. Good, 1 more time. Inhale, both legs straighten. And exhale, bring your right knee just above the floor. Hover, hover, hover. Take your elbows back. Excellent. And then bring your fingertips to the floor. Straighten your back leg. And let's hang out in this runner's lunge for a couple of breaths. Reach back through your inner right heel. Reach back through the ball of your right foot. We'll take 1 more breath. I'll have you shift your weight forward into your left leg and slowly step your right foot forward next to your left. Good. And then inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing. Remember, you can roll up, you can come up with a flat back. As you exhale, bring your arms down into Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, so we got the other side to do. Here we go. Inhale, arms up, come up onto your tippy toes, way up, way up, way up, way up. Hands to your heart as you exhale, settle your heels to the mat. Clasp your fingers, spin your palms forward, Utkatasana, chair pose, fierce pose. Shift your weight into your right leg. Good. And then we're going to stand up tall, release your hands, bring your right elbow under your left, finding Garudasana. Great. And with your weight in your right leg, you can lift your left heel. And remember, you've got all kinds of variations you can take. And then bend into your right knee. Good. We're going to stay in eagle. Whatever version of eagle is accessible in your body today. All right, so the next step is we're going to float the left leg back into a lunge. You're welcome to pause with the left leg elevated, just hanging in warrior 3. And then finally, left toes to the floor, right knee bent, arms out like a cactus. A soft bend in your left knee, and then here we flow. Inhale, both legs straighten. Exhale, both knees bend. Hover that left knee just above the sticky mat. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend. Great. 2 more times, please. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Hover that knee right above the mat. Good. Once more. Inhale, straighten. That's great, Maxine. Exhale, bend. Now hover, hover, hover. Take your arms back. Arms back. Chest lifted. Get a little cobra action in your upper back. Hover that back knee. And then fingertips to the floor. Good. Beautiful. Stretch your left leg back. Reach back, reach back, reach back. Coming into this runner's lunge. All right, great. Put some of your weight, a little more of your weight into your right foot. You can take a short step forward with your left foot and then big step forward with your left foot. Good. And bring yourself all the way up, finding Tadasana. Good. And let's just land in Tadasana for a couple of breaths. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Feel your feet. Feel the movement of blood, of breath in your body. We've got one more round to do like this, incorporating a balancing pose into this intro flow. So open your eyes. This time it's going to be tree pose. Here we go. We're going to start as we've been starting. Inhale, arms up, come up onto your tippy toes, way up, reach up, way up, reach up. And then hands to your heart as you exhale, sink your heels into the floor. Clasp your fingers together, spin your palms forward, drop into Utkatasana, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to stay for 2 more breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Put your weight into your left leg, stand up tall, and bring your hands to your heart. Bend your right knee, and then here's the flow. As you inhale, right knee moves externally, and as you exhale, you'll come back to center. So that's door number 1. Door number 2 is right knee up. Inhale, take your right knee out to the side, exhale back to center. We're going to do it 4 times. Pick what works for you on this day. Balance is always different for me. Every day, every hour, it's different. Good. Arms move out, knee moves out. Steady on your left leg. Now on your 4th time, to give you a heads up of what's coming, on your 4th time, you're going to stay put with your knee out to the side, right leg externally rotated. If you want to take tree pose, you can grab your ankle and pull your foot to the inside of your left thigh. Good. Looks great. Nice, Annie. Great. Let's take 1 more breath in tree pose, Vrikshasana. On the exhale, You'll bring your forearms back together, bring your knee back to center. Let's take a brief visit through Warrior 3, floating your right leg back, and then step your right toes down, well behind you. Bring your right heel down. With your left knee remaining bent, I want you to take your arms out like a cactus once more. As you inhale, we'll lift the upper body, lift the torso, look up, take your arms back, draw your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your upper body over your left leg and float your arms back behind you. Here we go again. 3 more times. Inhale, lift your torso, shoulders back, elbows back. Exhale, bow over your left leg, sweep your arms behind you. 2 more times, please. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, bowing forward. Good. Inhale, rising up. Good. And exhale, bowing forward. Good. Stay low, please. I'm going to have you bring your hands together behind your back, clasping your fingers together. And then you're going to sink a little lower, bring your left shoulder to your left knee, maybe to the inside of your left knee. And lift your arms up away from your back. Take your knuckles up and over for Grateful Warrior. Good. Terrific. Bring your fingertips to the floor, please. Come up onto the ball of your back foot, and we're going to step forward. Take as many steps as you'd like, bringing your right foot up next to your left. And then slowly come all the way up, arms out and up, landing your way into Tadasana once more. It's going to be the last Tadasana flow. Here we go. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes, arms up. Reach up, reach up, reach, 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 reach. Lift your heels, lift your heels. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Sink your heels down. Good. Clasp your fingers, spin your palms, Utkatasana. We stay for 3 breaths. Looks great, everybody. And then you're going to stand up slow and strong. Release your hands. Put your weight into your right leg. Bring your arms out front. Bend your left knee. And here we go. 4 times. Prepping for tree pose. Left knee moves out to the left as your arms open up. Bring your left knee back to center as your arms close. Remember, your left foot can be off the floor or on the floor. Totally up to you. Working this external rotation, bringing some WD-40 into the left hip socket. Great. On your 4th time, we're going to stay with the arms out like a cactus. If you want to take full tree pose, reach down, grab a hold of your left ankle, and bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh, or maybe the inside of your right calf. Maybe take your arms up. Good. Now we're going to step back to lunge. Pick your poison. Left knee comes forward. Maybe float back. Hang out in Warrior 3. Give it a full breath in, breath out. Challenge that right leg, right hip. And then left toes to the floor. Spin your left heel down. And here we go. Cactus arms. Take your head back. Shoulders back. Elbows back. And then exhale, bow over your right leg, sweep your arms back. Yeah, good. And then inhale, find a little back bend, looking up. And exhale, bowing forward, sweep your arms back. 2 more times. And exhale. Great. Last one, inhale. elbows back, elbows back, elbows back, elbows back. And exhale, bow forward. Good. Now you can bring your hands behind your back, clasp your fingers together. So I didn't say this on the previous side, but I like to have a little bit of a wider base between my heels. So if you want to inch your left foot over to the left edge of your sticky a little bit, it's kind of nice. At least it feels good for me. You do you. Arms up and over, knuckles to the ceiling. Find some ease in your throat, your jaw, your mouth, around your eyes. Stretching the skin across the collarbones. Arms up, last one. Arms up. Yes, brother. And then fingertips to the floor. Great, fingertips to the floor. Come up on the ball of your back foot. So now we're going to step back to downward dog. Right foot steps back, shoulders are ready, upper body's ready, hands and wrists are ready. Great. Now, from downward dog, I'm going to have you come forward to plank. And once you hit plank or staff pose, I want you to push your body forward slightly so your shoulders are slightly ahead of your wrists. Just put some tension on the wrists. And then exhale back to staff pose. Downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Breathing in, come forward to staff, shoulders over wrists. Push yourself forward slightly. Come up onto your tippy toes. And then settle yourself in plank pose once again. And then downward facing dog. One more time. If this is a killer on your wrist, skip it. Gently nudge forward if it's available to you, if it's appropriate. Back to staff, and then downward dog. Excellent. So from downward dog, I'm going to have you grip the outer edge of your sticky mat with your right hand, grip the outer left edge of your sticky with your left hand, and gently, slowly come down one elbow at a time to dolphin pose. And spin your inner thighs back towards the wall behind you. Give yourself a tension check through your jaw and throat. Excellent. And then begin to walk your toes back one at a time until you come into forearm plank or forearm staff. Great. Knees can be down for this forearm plank, totally up to you. Fix your PJs. Good. Let's take one more breath. Lovely. And then knees down, thighs, pelvis down, belly down, and we'll find Sphinx pose. Forearms will stay on the floor, and align your elbows so they're underneath your shoulders. And your palms can be down on the mat, or palms can face one another. Doesn't matter. Whatever feels good to you and your joints. Great. I want you to lengthen your right leg back behind you, as though I'm gently tugging at your ankle. And then lengthen your left leg back behind you. Sweet, good. Okay. And then pressing firmly into your elbows, forearms, and wrists. Draw your sternum forward, your heart forward, and your shoulders back. Excellent. Slowly lower yourself down to the sticky mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press up onto your hands and your knees. We're going to take a detour through child's pose, Balasana. Good. Walk your fingertips forward, lengthen your arms forward. Good. And then we'll make our way into downward facing dog. He's got one little standing flow series to do from dog pose as our base. And then we'll hit the floor. So from downward dog, or you can do this part on hands and knees as well. I want you to float your right heel up to the ceiling or the sky. And then roll your right hip back, bend your right knee, and bring your right heel towards your left shoulder. Anchor firmly through both hands. Keep your shoulders square. Yep, good, 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 good. Excellent. Square your hips for me, please, as you re-extend your right leg straight back behind you, and you're going to step forward. Right foot comes up to the top of your sticky mat towards your right hand. And bring your back knee down. Ardha Hanumanasana is coming next. That's a mouthful. So you're going to stay on your fingertips. As you inhale, look forward. Shoulders glide away from your earlobes. And as you exhale, draw your hips back, straightening your right leg just to the degree that works for you. And inhaling, you're going to glide forward again. Looking forward, planting your right foot to the floor. When you exhale, draw your hips back, straightening your right leg and peeling your right toes up off the mat. 2 more times. Inhaling, glide forward, looking ahead. And then exhaling, drawing your hips back. Notice if you're swaying into your right hip as you draw back. Let's go one more time. Inhale forward into this low lunge. Even if your right knee comes a little ahead of your ankle, fine, good. And then exhale, straightening your right leg to the degree that's appropriate. And let's stay here. Fingertips to the floor. Bowing over your right leg. Peeling your toes up the ball of your foot up, flexing your right foot. Notice how that fires things up. And then one more instruction. While you're here, bring your intellect into the picture and tell your outer right hip to shear back. And you might even take your hips just a skosh to the left. Great. Awesome, awesome. Let's take 2 more breaths. On the exhalation, bend your right knee, set your right foot to the mat, coming back to this low lunge. Good. Now you're going to pick your left knee up and spin your left heel down. Settle your right elbow to your right knee, left hand to your waist, and begin to turn your sternum to the left, coming into a version of Parsvakonasana. You're going to take the left arm straight out in front of us, parallel to the floor, this way. And then you're going to sweep your left arm towards your left ear, and then sweep your left arm, just slice it right through the atmosphere, sweep it behind you. So 3 more times. Coming forward with your left arm, breathing in, and slicing the left arm back behind you as you breathe out. Good. Inhale, gently gliding your left arm through the air, parallel to the floor all the time. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Bring that left arm behind you. Keep it reaching back behind you towards the wall behind you. And allow your right ear to drop over your right shoulder. Excellent. Bring your left arm in line with your left side. And slowly pull yourself up to Warrior 2. Warrior 2 is just a transition for us. Settle into your feet and your legs. As you breathe in, I'm going to have you straighten your right leg. We're coming into triangle pose. Exhale and reach your right arm forward over your right leg. Reach, reach, reach. And when you can no longer reach, right hand to your right shin, left arm up. Finding that vertical line from your left wrist to your right wrist. Straightening your legs to the degree that feels right for you this morning. Maybe get a little cobra back bend out of your upper back. Yeah, Maxine, good. Nice, Kathy. Excellent. Head back slightly. All right. From triangle pose, all I'm going to ask you to do is bring your left hand to your waist, bend your right knee, and place your right elbow to the knee again. So we're going to finish how we began, but this time, sweep your left arm behind your back, maybe bringing your left hand to the top of your right thigh. Those of you that want to bind the pose by taking your right arm under your right thigh, totally up to you. 4 breaths wherever you take this, Parsvakonasana. Excellent. And then bring your fingertips to the floor, please. Come up onto the ball of your back foot and step back to downward facing dog. Well done, everyone. Take a couple of breaths for yourself here. Down dog, hands and knees, or hit child's pose. Kind of regroup. All right. If you're in child's pose or hands and knees, come back to dog pose. We're going to gear up for the other side. You're going to float your left leg up. This is it for the standing, for the flow sequence. Roll your left hip back, bend your knee. Bring your left heel towards your right shoulder. Good, like there's a big yawn happening through your left waist, through your left psoas, the hip flexors. Excellent. And then square your hips, please. Re-extend your left leg and prepare to step forward, taking as many steps as you'd like to bring your left foot up to your left hand and settle your right knee down to the floor. So Hanumanasana first, half Hanumanasana, coming up onto your fingertips. Inhale, look forward. Draw your hips back as you exhale. Let your fingertips come back with you so you stay unbalanced. Glide forward as you inhale, settling your left foot to the floor. And peeling your left toes and the ball of the foot up as you exhale and straighten your left leg. Breathing in, come forward. And as you exhale, notice if your hips swing over to the right. Take them a little to the left. One more time. I think I said that opposite on the previous side, but I think y'all can catch my drift. On this last time, we stay. We're going to keep fingertips to the floor, bow upper body over left leg, flexing left foot, spreading left toes, bringing your hips slightly to the left as you pull your outer left hip back away from your ribs. We haven't done this one in a long time. There's good reason for that. Okie dokie. Left foot comes to the floor, glide forward to this low lunge. Now we're ready to transition. Pick your right knee off the floor, spin your right heel down, left elbow to left knee, right hand to right hip or waist rather, and then begin to turn your ribs and your sternum, your chest and collarbone slowly to the right. Good, prepping for Parsvakonasana with this arm glide. Bring your right arm out in front of you, parallel to the earth, and we'll sweep it forward towards the head, and then sweep it back behind us. Reach back, reach back. Good, and then 3 more times. Sweep forward. and back. Good. Sweep forward, keeping the arm parallel to the floor the whole time. Just working this big stretch through the deltoids. The last one, sweep the arm forward. Sweep the arm back and hold it back there. Take your head back a little. Yes, brother. Good. Great. Good. Reach back, reach back, reach back. Reach back. Excellent. And then bring your right arm over your right side and pull through your right hand. Bring yourself upright to warrior two. Establish your legs, your feet, and then we'll inhale, straighten the left leg, prepping for triangle pose. Get as much length as you can through your left waist, and then reach left arm forward. Try to reach beyond your sticky mat, and then left hand can find a place to land on the left shin. Right arm floats straight up. Trikonasana. Now, eyes, what do we do there? Personally, I like to look to the floor. But I know a lot of people are compelled to look to the ceiling. I would say either look to the floor or look straight ahead. I think looking to the ceiling, unless your neck is like really loosey-goosey, I think it's a little bit straining, but you know, what works for you works for you. I want you to find just enough challenge that you're getting the bang for your yoga buck, but not so much that there's strain and tension. I want to find that middle way between the two. Okay, from triangle pose, we're coming into Parshva Konasana. Right hand to your waist, bend your left knee, elbow to left knee. Now, right arm's going to sweep behind you, maybe right hand to the left thigh. Roll your right shoulder back. Those of you that like to bind, don't do this very often, so I want to give you the opportunity to bind if you'd like. Wherever you go with this, I want you to stay anchored through your right leg, earthing through your right foot, and pull your sternum out of your belly. Good. Push into your left heel. Terrific. Now release your hands, bring your fingertips to the floor. Come up onto the ball of your back foot. That's it for the standing flow. Bravo. Step back. Left foot next to right foot, downward facing dog. Take your hands to the edges of your sticky mat. Get a grip and come down onto your elbows to dolphin pose. And begin to walk your toes back, coming into forearm staff or forearm plank. Almost there. Take another 5 breaths. Knees are always available to you. Excellent. Slowly come down all the way to your belly. Woo, 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 woo. And bring your arms by your sides with your palms down. So forehead to the floor, so your cervical spine stays aligned with the rest of your spine. I want you to breathe in and just lift your right leg up. Keep your right hip bone, the hip point, the ASIS down, but just right leg floats up. Stabilize yourself through your left leg. And then excellent, bring your right leg down. Breathing in, float your left leg up. Left hip point stays down. 3 points of contact, 2 hip points and the pubic bone, and then left leg down. Good. And this time, inhale both legs up, please. Press into your hands. Lift your legs. Legs stay straight. And down. Good. So here's how this is going to go now. As you inhale, float your head, chest, and shoulders up. And then exhale, come down. And when you inhale next, your legs float up, kind of like a little seesaw action. Legs float up. And exhale down. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, just the upper body floats up. Good. You can raise your hands and arms if you'd like. And exhale down. And inhale, legs come up. Grace, you're cracking me up. And exhale down. All right, 1 more time. Breathing in, upper body floats up. And breathing out, lower down. Palms root into the mat. Inhale, lower body floats up. And exhale down. Okay, so this time, everything comes up. As you inhale, lift as much of your body off the floor as you can. Legs up, feet up, arms up, head up, chest up. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. The locust pose, Shalabhasana, taking flight. Breathe in, breathe out, gliding across the cornfield and the wheat fields. Breathe in, breathe out, and slowly come down. Kathy's literally taking flight. Come all the way down. Turn your head to the right, please. And turn your head to the left. Bring your forehead to the mat once again. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders and lift yourself up to your hands and your knees. Good. Drop back into child's pose. Sweep your arms around to your sides. Let your shoulders broaden across your upper back, rounding over your knees and inching towards the floor. And roll yourself up. Bring your hands to the sticky mat, and I'm going to have you have a seat. We're going to come into Sukhasana, so cross-legged. I'm going to have you put your left shin in front of your right shin. If you want to grab a blanket or the edge of a cushion to sit on, you're welcome to do so. So left shin, excuse me, left shin in front of the right shin. Find your sitting bones, of course, grabbing some cheek meat and gently pulling it off to the side and slightly back. And then seeing that this triangle between your legs is kind of tight, right? So the shins are stacked, one directly behind the other. And those of you, if you want to take fire log pose, right, with one shin stacked on top of the other, that's up to you. Kind of keep this simple. So I'm going to take fingertips to the floor. I'm going to have you inhale as you lift your spine. Then we're going to side bend over to the right. So reach your left arm up, take it over your left ear. You can walk your right fingertips out to the right a little more if you'd like. bring your left hand to the back of your head with your elbow bent. And then press your head into your hand and draw your left elbow back. Take your left arm straight up, please. And as though I've got you by the left wrist, I'm going to gently pull you up. Lift yourself upright. Let your left fingertips find the mat. Good. Now you're going to take your left hand to the top of your right knee, or maybe the outside of your right thigh. Inch your right fingertips behind you. We're going to give ourselves a little twist to the right. Turn your head, look over your left shoulder. And unwind your spine facing center once again. Change the cross of your shins. Right shin goes out front now. Sukhasana. Stacking shins, one directly behind the other, and inching your knees a little closer together so your feet start to line up with your knees at some point. And then fingertips to the floor, sit tall. And then sweep your right arm up. Let's side bend over to the left. You just simply check in. Notice how, if, where this side feels different. What are the variables? Bring your right hand behind your head, elbow bends. Press your head gently into your hand. And take your right elbow back. Observe if this side feels more expansive and fluid, more accessible than the previous side. Take your right arm straight up to the ceiling. And remember, it's just like I've got you on, I'm taking a hold of your right wrist and I'm gently going to pull you up. Great. And then hands down. Now your right hand comes to the left knee or left thigh. Left fingertips are going to inch behind you and you're going to gently twist. Remember, you're always going to lift as you inhale, creating more length and space along your spine, as though you could blow up those discs between the vertebrae. And on the exhalations, you get to turn just a little bit. You're not going to use your hands to torque you or force you, but let your body, let your trunk do the turning, your spine do the turning, let your hands be there just for a little added support. You can turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Excellent. And gently bring yourself back to center. Pick your knees up and set your feet to the floor. Bring your hands behind your back, fingers pointing away from your bum. Begin to inch your hands towards one another. Whether they get there or not, whether your pinkies come together or not is irrelevant. But I'd like you to keep your palms on the floor. And now I'm going to have you, I'll do this from the side. Now I'm going to ask you to bend into your elbows. I'm going to put some pressure on the wrists. Draw your shoulders back and take your side ribs up. Side ribs up, shoulders back. Good, a little bend in your elbows. I know it's stressful on the wrist. Only go to the degree that's right for you. And if you want to slide your hips forward a little more, that's going to heat it up a little bit more. But no dumping the shoulders forward like this. Shoulders roll back, side ribs up. Keep the elbows bent. Take one more breath. Woo! Great. And come up onto your fingertips. Good. Straighten your arms. And now roll yourself onto your back. Excellent. Now if you'll bend your knees, set your feet to the floor. We're going to do one round of bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Line up your heels with your sitting bones. Get a sense of where your feet are in relationship to your butte. Arms down by your sides. Let's go palms down. Gently nestle your right shoulder blade in towards your spine, and then do the same with your left. And then here we go. Pressurizing evenly through the four corners of both of your feet. Inhale, begin your takeoff, taking your tailbone forward, then up. So there's always that thought of lengthening the spine before rising up into the extension. Hips up, belly up, chest up, sternum up. Bring your sternum towards your chin. Now, if you'd like, bring your hands together underneath your bum, clasping your fingers together. Maybe draw your shoulder blades in another skosh. Good. And then lifting up. Let's stay for 10, 9, 8. Be aware of your feet. 7, 6, 5, 4. Change the interlace of your fingers if your hands are clasped. 3, press down through your arms and your outer wrists. 2, and 1. Release your hands. Bring your hands to your bum like little brake pads. Relax your shoulders away from your spine and slowly bring your spine down to the floor. One vertebrae at a time. Let your knees drop inward, rest against one another. Take your feet a little wider. Draw your right knee to your chest, please. And give it a squeeze. And take your hands behind your right thigh, either holding onto your pant legs or clasping your fingers together at the back of your right thigh. Breathing in. As you exhale, I want you to send your right heel to the ceiling and walk your hands up the back of your right leg, lifting your head and shoulders up, bringing your nose towards your knee. Doesn't matter if it gets there. That's not the point. Good. Walk up, rise up. Good. Reach up, curl up, curl up. Terrific. And then slowly bring yourself back down and your right knee to your chest again. And straighten your left leg if it's not. And let's twist. Take your right arm out to the right. And take your right knee across your body to the left. And come onto your back again. Right knee to your chest one more time. And then change legs. Left knee comes in. Clasp your fingers together at the back of your left thigh or take a hold of your pant legs, and then breathing in. It's on the exhale that your left heel moves up to the ceiling and you begin to peel your head and shoulders up off the mat. Walk your hands up the back of your leg, rounding up, crunching up, curling up, coiling up. Lovely. Slowly bring yourself to the mat once again. Bend your left knee into your chest. Now we twist. Left arm out to the left. Bring your knee across your chest to the right. And come back up. Left knee to your chest once again. Bring your right knee up to meet your left knee. Okay, we're gonna do one more little curl. Roll yourself up, bring your nose towards your knee, come into a little ball, little ball, little ball. Squeeze and hug everything in. And then onto the mat. Stretch your legs out. Time for Shavasana. So you're going to take the shape, utilize the furniture, props, whatever you've got that will support your final rest in peace pose. And as you settle in, I want to read this to you. The gentleman that I consider to be my primary teacher, his name is T.S. Little. He's based in Santa Fe. And he sends out an email every Sunday morning that is always quite thoughtful. And so I'm going to read this one to you because I really resonated with me this morning. Opening to the auspicious. One of my favorite words in the Sanskrit language is mangalam. It has a nice ring to it. In fact, if you repeat it 10 times, mangalam, 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 it could be beneficial to your health, they say. The closest word we have in English by translation is auspicious, another nice word that goes left unused mostly today. The word implies good fortune, well-being, or an omen of some kind. It's auspicious to chant in the morning, to sit for 20 minutes with your heart wide open, to extend metta to all the people you meet today, and to listen to Beethoven's Fifth while lying in Shavasana with your iPhone on your chest, the way my concert pianist friend Stephen Porter does. It's auspicious to wish a stranger well and to replay again and again the most vital moments of a dream, like when you too came to rehearse at our yoga center and my job was to bring Bono tea. The more you invoke Mangalam in your practice, the more you make yourself available to the raw, mysterious, inconceivable gift of goodness. Jung called it synchronicity and made mention of the paranormal, not like an alien invader, but something that happens outside the realm of the familiar, like the day after our son was born, when back from the hospital, a falcon landed on the gutter of our roof. Weird, but totally awesome. Of course, some people are suspicious of the auspicious and won't really get the drift of this at all. But if you keep your nose out for goodness, if you open your bandwidth to pick up signals outside your normal range, then Mangalam may just come your way. Drop in for another 4 minutes and just rest. Begin to deepen your breath. And circulate your breath and your prana with more attention and intention, more mindfulness. Slowly bringing yourself back into your space, moving your fingers and moving your toes. Moving your hands and feet, maybe stretching through your arms and your legs in whatever shape or direction the space that you're in allows for. Baby. And then bending your knees, and in whatever Shava shape you took, begin to pull yourself out of that. Being gentle with your body, gentle with your organs, gentle with your joints, gentle with your spine as you pull yourself upright to sitting. And here is the mantra we have been working on. Kind of red bone. Kind of a mouthful, lots of big words, lots of consonants, that too, lots of consonants, as is common in the Sanskrit language. So kayena vacha manasindri erdva buryat mana va prakrite svabhava karomi yadiyat sakalam parasmayi narayana yeti samarpayami. So it's really a lovely, lovely chant, lovely prayer, actually. The translation is below, but the gist of it is everything that we do is ideally done with the intention of, I guess, altruism, you could say. Everything that we do, we think, words, is done with a sense of being of service to others. So we'll sing it through. We'll sing it through 3 times, and you can join if you'd like, and then we'll get our goodies ready for our brunch club. But bring your hands together. Take a breath in. Kayena vacha manasendriyeva buryat manava prakrite svabhavat karomi yariyat sakalam parasmayi narayanayetti samarpayami. Kayena vacha manasendriyeva buryat manava prakrite svabhavat karomi yariyat sakalam parasmayi narayanayetti samarpayami. Kayena vacha manasendriyeva buryat manava prakrite svabhavat karomi yariyat sakalam parasmayi narayanayetti samarpayami. And then bring your head down towards your heart. And then lift the base of your thumbs to your forehead. Keeping the mind out for good, for an auspicious mind. And bring your fingertips to your lips. Keeping our words good and on the lookout for auspicious words. And then your hands to your heart, and keeping our heart good. A good, auspicious heart. Thank you so much joining me and the others on the screen this morning, whether you're here live. Always great to see your faces in these little boxes in the digital temple of Zoom. And those of you who are going to watch later, thanks. Thanks, thanks, thanks. All right, everybody. I'm obviously not a soprano.